Sometimes really good bourbon comes in a plastic jug. Is JTS Brown one of those examples? Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today I have a bottle on the bottom shelf. We've been doing a lot of allocated stuff lately, and I kind of have a little bit of a story behind this bottle, so I think it'll be fun to do it. So I went to Kentucky for the first time 2 years ago. I can't believe it's already been 2 years. And I went to the Heaven Hill Distillery, and I did a flight after spending like an ungodly amount of money on bourbon. So I wasn't trying to, get another bottle or something, nothing crazy expensive. So I did like one of their value flights, and I was like, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to try these three, and these are all really inexpensive bottles down in the gift shop, and whichever one I like, I'm going to get from the distillery. Bottle that won was J.W. Dant, but in second place was JTS Brown. I have had this before for sure, haven't never done a proper review of it. When I tried this, I wasn't even making videos, so I haven't really, sat down and done a proper review of JTS Brown. I found this a few weeks ago on the way up to New Jersey for Thanksgiving in Virginia. To my understanding, I don't think we get this in Florida. If we do, I have never seen it, and I've always wanted it. $20 for a 1.75. If it sucks, it'll be a cheap mixing whiskey, and we'll go from there. So let's get this thing cracked open, and let's see if it's any good. This does come in at 80 proof, but we'll see if this one's any good. Let's give it a nosing. Let's see how we feel. That's like the most pleasant 80 proof nose I've ever had. A lot of times, and I think people get turned off by whiskey because their first initial try of whiskey is like Jack Daniels or, Wild Turkey 80 proof. And a lot of times those are readily available and popular because they're used for mixing cocktails, but they're not good whiskeys that kind of stand alone. Wild Turkey 80 is probably a little better than Jack Daniels Old Number 7, but a lot of times that like harshness you don't really get on like well-crafted high age proof bourbons, and a lot of people confuse that like burn with like a rough alcohol, and a lot of times it's not. It's just like a weird mixture of like chemicals that give off an unpleasant smell, and that is not existent on this one. There's not a lot going on there, but everything in there is like soft and approachable. This is a really good, at least on the nose, a really good introductory bourbon to be like, do you like bourbon? Try this. This is a soft thing. It's not going to melt your face off, again, at least on the nose. But yeah, it smells pleasant. It's vanilla. It's very vanilla. A little bit of burnt sugar in there. It's pretty burnt, and some oak. Saw a little introductory bourbon and a slight little cherry note on there as well. Really down in there, but it's there. Man, that's a solid nose. I'm kind of impressed with this one already, even on the nose. Let's give it a mouthing. Let's see how we feel. Dude, there's nothing wrong with that. A little bit of it's kind of like a 1-to-1 on the nose. The only thing I don't really get is the cherry note. It's thin, obviously it's 80 proof, but it's not bad at all. Like, that's not a bad whiskey. I mean, I'm not saying this is going to be in like top 10 of the year or anything like that, but I mean, as far as like base bottom shelf bourbon, this is pretty good. You can do a lot worse for more money. I like it. I do. I really do. It's very vanilla. I really like this quite a bit. Wow. JTS Brown did good. Now, like, okay, when I'm talking about how good it is for what it is, you got to bring the scale down and kind of adjust it. I still think we're in like a 6.7 range. Like, it's not a high ranking whiskey. It is surprising that something this cheap at this proof is this good. If you've never tried JTS Brown, I mean, I honestly would recommend it. I think it's a pretty solid, bourbon that you can mix with Coke or mix in a cocktail, and you get a lot of it for the money. You're not going to feel guilty about it. And it's a solid bourbon. I mean, even on its own, it's fine. If I went over to somebody's house and this is what they had and they poured me this, I'd be like, sweet, this is great. Yeah, that's good. I'm surprised. I really am. I mean, I remember liking it okay, but like, I'm actually pretty surprised at how decent it is. Well, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it very, very much. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know if you ever had JTS Brown. I'm curious to see what you have to say. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, cheers. A big thank you to all the Patreon supporters you see on screen right now.